Oh, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Windrose, and today we're gonna talk about something a little bit different. This is not an exact, let's say, should you buy this game, because I already talked about that one, and not exactly a review either. So this is more about where Windrose is right now, where it can go, and why I genuinely think this game has the potential to become something very special, let's say. I'm very afraid of calling it a masterpiece, so I'm saying very special. Hiding truth behind prestigious words. If the developers and the community keep going in the same direction, I honestly believe it can be that very special thing that it, let's say, is, kinda. Because, look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this game is perfect. It's not. It's not balanced enough, it has problems, it has systems that are not fully there yet. Some things are very good, some things are very questionable. Some things make you go, oh god, this is actually beautiful, like the sceneries and so on, the lighting, global illumination, fantastic, 10 points. But then 10 minutes later you can hear me, why am I grinding again? Why am I doing this to myself? See, this is the back and forth I have with this game now. So, yay! This is, in short, what Windrose is right now. A game that has very good bones, very good ideas, a very interesting foundation, but also a game that still needs a lot of work before I can call it fully complete, fully balanced, or fully realized. By the way, I know what an early access game is. Just wait till the end. I'll talk more about all of this. Look, the important thing is this. The developers, this is what gave me hope. The developers actually look like they're listening, and honestly, that is not a small thing anymore in our day and age, to be honest, because in early access game, the difference between a game dying and a game becoming amazing is usually not just the first version of the game. It is how the developers react after the release. Do they disappear? Do they pretend everything is fine? Do they add random content while ignoring actual pain points? Or do they look at the community, read what people are saying, and start fixing the real problems piece by piece? And with Windrose so far, from what I'm seeing, I have a very long list at the right side of my screen right there that I'm looking. From what I'm seeing, it looks like the developers are trying to keep a strong bond between themselves and the community feedback. Nice, fantastic, good job, guys. Since release, based on patch notes and hotfixes, we've seen so far, there have already been multiple hotfixes and update drops, around 3 major, let's say, hotfix updates coming in waves, not in patches. And from the logs that I'm talking about here, the focus has been very obvious, connectivity problems, dedicated server issues, safe file protection, CPU usage, disk usage. Okay, I'm gonna read all of this. Performance, crashes, ship performance, combat, bugs, bug fixing, UI problems, key remapping, localization, and a lot of quality of life changes. That list goes on, by the way. So basically, they're not just sitting there adding a hat and calling it an update. They're actually touching the foundation of the game, how people connect, how the game saves, how ships perform, how building works, how combat bugs behave, and how the whole thing feels to play. And this is exactly what a game like Windrose needs, to be honest, because Windrose is not the kind of games where you can just throw a new biome into it and say, yep, there you go, content, yay. Nah. This game needs system growth. It needs balance, it needs polish, it needs more identity. Right? Remember this, that I said more. It has identity, it needs more in some certain areas. It needs its weapons, combat, sea combat, exploration, building, economy, I don't know, progression to slowly become one connected experience. Especially if you're playing multiplayer. And this is why I say good development plus good community can potentially create this into a masterpiece. it is not guaranteed. It will not be automatic, but potentially it can become one. Because, look, this game already has something. It has atmosphere, beautiful building, very interesting world, sailing, sea combat, question mark, land combat, like, it has factions, nice, like, I love that, like, base management, okay, we touched on that a little bit on this patch, like, farming, ships, bosses, grind, oh god, grind. Every time I say grind, I'm gonna say, oh god. That's my pressure point in this game. Like, it has so much grind that sometimes I feel like I'm not playing Windrose, I'm working in Windrose. But still, the idea is very good, I love it. And this is where the, like, community becomes very important, because at this stage, I would honestly suggest that the players and the community approach this game as a not balanced enough game, let's say. Not a bad game, not a broken game for sure, and not a game without potential. It is a not balanced enough game, and that's what it is. And that matters because, look, weapon balance, in my opinion, is not something that developers can perfectly do in isolation. They can test it internally, sure, okay, they can look at the numbers, that's a given, but they can say this weapon does like 20 damage, this weapon does 30 damage, this one has bleeds, this one has poison, that explodes when you fire it into something, but that is not how players actually play the games. Like, players will break your balance, players will find the strongest weapons and like the easiest builds, and then ignore 70% of your weapons, and if like 30% are just better. Players will like optimize the fun out of your game if you let them, okay? And that is why the next step of the Windrose are very important. Like, these come from feedback only, by the way. Like, how hardcore does the community now see the game? How much diversity do the players, play base actually need in the game content? How many weapons need to be viable? How many options should exist to keep people busy and happy at the same time? Because busy does not like always mean happy. And like, what is the actually possible to develop before release? That's another important thing that I think like the community of this game should actually consider, because this is a very big game. This is a very big game. And all of these things matter, by the way, because right now, for example, weapon balance is not fully there yet. There are weapons in the game that feel interesting, there are weapons that have cool ideas, there are special weapons, corrupted weapons, bleed weapons, unique weapons, weapons with different stats and effects, and blah blah blah. But at the same time, let's be honest, some of these weapons, or most of these weapons, will always stay inside those chests forever. You pick them up, yeah, like you look at the weapon, you go like, looks cool. Then you compare it to the end game, like S tier stat weapons, and you're like, yeah, go back into that chest that you came from, you fiend. And that is a problem, because if a game gives me special weapons, I want them to actually feel special, not just special, not just mathematically different, not just like, this one has bleed, then, well, this one explodes. There you go. I want personality, I want memory, okay? I want a weapon to have character, and this is probably one of my biggest personal complaints about Windrose right now, that weapons lack character. Like, a tooltip is never enough for a weapon. I'll say the reason. Look, a simple line of text saying something about the weapon is not going to stay inside someone's mind for more than like 1 or 2 minutes. You will forget about it. Like, that's very natural. When I think about like legendary weapon in like gaming or in general, like the name that comes to my mind, like out of the blue, Excalibur. There you go. Frostmourne. There you go. Like, see, these names alone have weight. Like, these names like feel like history. People can write pages about each of these two weapons. Like, people remember them not just because they had damage numbers, or they were S tier, A tier, they were like good after you ascended them, or they're everything, because these weapons have stories. They have like an atmosphere that came before and after the weapon. They have events, like they have a journey around them, and I think Windrose has a lot of missed opportunity here. For example, like Rapier of 1,000 Cuts. Let's talk about that. Let's start from that, but not talk about, because I want to talk about the halberd as well. Like, look, Rapier of 1,000 Cuts. That is an amazing name. That's a good name. That name already sounds like something painful, cursed, dangerous, maybe even like forbidden, like the PMS blade. But okay, but then what? It makes enemies bleed. Okay, nice. But players need to bleed for this weapon too. It's part of the experience. Like, put this weapon in an island full of Tors. Put monsters that are like blood hungry, or they go crazy if you have a bleed. They make you like, there's only one enemy that makes you bleed, like the Hound. Like, put a couple of those there. Like, put corrupted creatures around that that they get attracted to if you bleed. Like, make the player slowly discover what happened on the island. Like, maybe like the people went looking for power, they killed each other, the blade dropped inside, the pool of blood left from the combat. I don't know, like the weapon itself like cursed the island and become cursed as well. Then look, step by step, through exploration, through environmental storytelling, through a small quest line, like lead me to that weapon. Look, now suddenly I just don't have a bleed weapon. I have a story, I have a memory, I have an experience, I have a reason to care and to explore. See? And then, if the weapon is actually like strong, like perfect. Now, I'm not just using it because it has good stats. I'm using it because I remember earning this weapon. Like, same thing goes for the corrupted weapons, even though like most of them have delay animations and delayed trigger times right now, which will probably be fixed later. Like, imagine you find this corrupted halberd, not just inside a random chest. Imagine like, oh, we already have a big corrupted island that only has trends in it. Like, it basically is ruled by giant infected trees, and somewhere at the heart of this island, there's this massive corrupted, like, halberd buried in the back of one of the trees. See? You kill it, you pull it out, and there you go. Like, you have a story, you learn maybe what happened to the halberd, like you fight through the island, you now have killed the big trend or tree or the corruption thingy, swamp corrupted blob thing, and you get just the halberd there. See, now, even if you're not using this weapon, you will remember. Some people stick to the same weapon because they like the story. They just change the build. Like this now, look, this weapon, like anything that you get like this in a game is no longer loot. Like, it's a moment, and this is what I mean when I say, like, Windrose needs more story depth, more exploration depth, and, like, a better reward system, because the journey itself should be the reward, and this connects, like, to my other complaint about, like, exploration should not feel forced at all. Never. In a survival world, it should not be. Like, right now, attaching XP to exploration, island discoveries, and non-quest activities kinda forces me as a player to explore, okay? And look, I understand why they did it. It's very logical. I like it. I kinda like it, even though I'm, like, criticizing it. I like it. I don't think there was any other ways. Like, this is early access. I fully am aware of that. Like, there's not enough quest content yet to carry, like, the entire leveling system, so... Ouch. Like, you get XP from quests, discoveries, activity, and so on and so forth, and they have naturally spread progression into different layers, and honestly, for early access version, that is probably the most reasonable choice that they had out there. But over time, I think this will need change, because Windrose depends a lot on blind exploration, even though, like, I have my waypoints, like, highlighted. The game should want you to sail, land on, like, strange islands, I don't know, look around, like, discover things naturally, but if I'm exploring because I need XP, that is different from exploring because I'm curious. And curiosity is always much stronger than obligation, to be honest, because putting XP on it makes it an obligation, especially if you attach, let's say, stat system and a skill system to it. Like, I should not go on an island because leveling system tells me, go touch this area, go touch that chest, and just get everything out of it, and I'll give you XP. I should explore because I saw something strange from my ship. Maybe it's the atmosphere around an island. Maybe there's a stormy island at the yonder. Maybe I just saw an island. Who cares? I want to go there. That mine. I paid for the game. I will step on every single piece of grain of sand that it has to offer, okay? Like, see, like, maybe you hear weird noises, like ghost noises and so on. Who knows? Maybe some weird thing just happens that draws your attention there. A line, anything. Like, I found a note. A trader mentioned something. I want to know what is there. I want to go there because I want to explore what is there. Now, this is good exploration. Like, the game should not need XP to make me explore. Like, the world itself should make me explore because I heard the call of Tortuga and I shall answer it, okay? And this is where Windrose has massive potential because the world is visually strong. The islands are already, like, very good, have very good atmosphere. Like, the sailing already gives you that feeling of going somewhere. Buildings are beautiful, lighting, global illumination, foliage, beautiful, character designs, fantastic. The environment literally looks gorgeous. That's it. Just press F when you're in your ship and you will just see amazing things. So now look, this is the next layer of meaning. Like, make the islands more memorable, make weapons more memorable, like make bosses more memorable, or discoveries more memorable. Like, if the reward is only XP, nah. Like a story, a weapon, a visual moment, like look, strange enemies, unique resources, like small mysteries here and there. Something that makes the players talk. I know there's like notes that you actually pick up from most islands. They have like their stories attached to them and so on and so forth. I'm highly aware of those. But there is like so much potential that is unused in the game. It hurts me. Because look, this is how games become content checklist. And if you keep going on like this until the release, eventually, when the game becomes like bigger and bigger, people will start like falling into these loops of checklists instead of like going and exploring. And exploration will be repetitive because you already know the pattern. Patterns do not have storylines. But when you have patterns, people notice them immediately. The players are geniuses, man. They will see through your system like very fast. Like, and like, let me just gather this and talk about combat as well. Like, combat in general is smooth. I'll give the game that. But it's not perfect. But it's not a smooth enough either. Because of random spawns and enemy batches being mixed, fantastic idea by the way they had, and matched like these enemy batches are matched in different locations, combat can still stay engaging even after you have explored the game until the end of the current content line. That is actually good. That is very good, because even if you know the enemies, when the game like throws different combinations of them at you, it can still create interesting situations. But the combat still needs balancing, especially weapons stat, like, especially like special unique weapons and corrupted weapons and how they enact in the game. Like, the idea is there, the foundation is there, the set pieces are there, but what each weapon does, what it provides, and why the player should care about it is not fully there yet. Like, some weapons need more purpose, some need more identity, some need better synergy with the builds, I don't know, like... the weapons need to stop being, like, useless compared to high-end stat, like, monstrous weapons, like even the, like, oh my god, the mace! The dragon bread. Oh, come on, man. Like, too OP. Too OP. key. Because at the end of the day, if the player like base only uses a small group of weapons, the game did not like create real diversity. This is fake diversity. And fake diversity is when the game says like, look, we have 50 weapons, but the community says, cool, these 5 is the only thing that people use. See, that is not good enough. Now, look. And look, in general, the weapon stats system will get balanced over time, by the way. The problem that I have is that more than variety, we need all of the weapons, or at least like vice versa. Like instead of 30% of the weapons being good, we need 70% of them being good and 30% of them being trash, like absolute trash. Like I have no problem with that. And talking about combat, like let's touch a little bit upon like the sea combat as well. Like look, the foundation is there. The ship movement, artillery, ship fights, boarding is a little bit questionable. But again, the question is not, is sea combat like perfect right now? No, this is not it. Like the real question is, can this become something great if they keep improving it? And I think yes and no at the same time. Look, it can just be shooting, turning, boarding, and repeating, okay? It needs more tactical depth, it needs more ship identity, it needs more danger or danger-aware situations, like more reasons or better reasons to upgrade your ship, like meaningful enemy ship variety. This is something that could actually fix it as well. Being attacked or raided is something that could be added. You need more chaos. Like, a pirate sea, a sea full of pirates should not be waiting for you to go there. They should come to you. A raid system would make this game so amazing in the future, especially if they can actually get off their ships. See, now that gives you actual trouble. See, like there's the potential. It's really there, and this is the kind of story like Windrose needs right now. And the whole story behind like the early access version, like potential is literally everywhere in the game, but potential is never enough by itself. The developers need to like keep turning that potential into like actual system, actual balance, actual content, and actual memorable moments. And to be fair, the patch notes are giving me some confidence. And let me grab the other, because I will need it. I need the other text file that I have here. Look, because they have been fixing, let me just go through the checklist. Connectivity. Connecting options for people who are having like peer-to-peer problems. They fix the issues with non-English Windows username, Windows. Worked on dedicated servers, worked on CPU usage, reduced disk usage during gameplay, improved ship performance, fixed crashes, added backup system because of possible save corruptions. They worked on HDR, grass render distance, localization, UI, remapping, building pieces, farming effects, map markers, and a lot of quality of life. And this is just naming like the category of the updates that I like picked up and summarized. There's like very much more than this. This matters. These matter a lot. But at the same time, look, these are not your sexy updates that you wanted, okay? Nobody makes a trailer like saying, wow, disk usage reduced. Nice. Okay. Nobody like opens patch fix and say, oh, disk usage. Oh, nice. Amazing. Look, these are the things that make the game actually better to live inside. It's a fantastic team. Hear me out. Hear me out, okay? I'm not gonna say something fully negative about this. I just became self-aware that this actually sounded too negative for what I wanted to say. And look, I respect these kind of updates because more than content themselves, by the way. Because content is fine. It is very fun. New biomes are fun. Weapons are fun. Bosses are fun. But at the end of the day, you might spend like 20 minutes fighting a boss and 200 minutes walking around, sailing around, managing inventory, building, crafting, doing everything in between those. So quality of life improvements honestly matter more than content most of the time, because those things you interact with constantly, like in every single session that you're sitting behind your PC. But if your game crashes, if your save gets corrupted, if the player cannot connect, so he plays with like with his friends and so on, because they only have like 1 hour to play together, like a new biome will not fix the foundation. Postpone the new patch, like indefinitely. I don't care. I'm sorry for saying this. So like, I like focusing on foundation first in any kind of game. And then after these fixes, look, they already talked about like the next big content update, like the Ashlands, and that is very exciting. But what I like more than just new biome coming is that they said their philosophy is not only to make the game bigger, but to enrich current gameplay system. And that is fantastic. That is what, like, I just gave a thumbs up to the developers and, like, the marketing team. Because that's the correct direction. Because Windrose does not just need more land, it needs deeper land. It does not just need more weapons. Like, you need better weapons. Not just more islands, like, stronger identity around islands and the exploration. Like, you don't need more enemies. Enemies can create better gameplay situations if, like, they just work on the AI a little bit more. Or you don't need grind. Oh god. Like, it needs better reasons to grind, like better rewards for grinding and better systems around grinding. Like, we already have workers. Like, I want to assign a worker to my mines because it is going to be a very big game. You can't go back and mine things. I know you can actually skip mining things with the choosing level 6 or 11. That's a given. I'm more talking about like the in general grind system. Because look, as I said in my review, this game has a lot of grind. Like a lot. Like, if you enjoy grinding, congratulations, like this game will love you and you will love it back. But if you do not enjoy grind, well, I hope you have a. I hope you are very tough mentally. And again, I understand some of it. Like, resources need to matter, crafting needs to take time, building need to have cost, but there's a difference between like meaningful grind and time wall grind. Meaningful grind makes me feel like I'm working towards something exciting. Time wall grind makes me feel like I'm waiting for the game to allow me to have fun. The Windrose sometimes like enters the second area, like not always, sometimes. That is early access. Very, let's say normal. And that is something they need to be careful with, because the people who love this game will tolerate the grind, but even people who love to grind need more reasons. They need good rewards, they need meaningful upgrades, they need visible progress, they need things that make them say, okay, this was painful, but it was definitely worth it. Now that is balance. For example, maybe a trade system would like completely change how you engage, like with the whole grind system. Now, I want to be clear here. I'm not here saying Windrose is bad. I'm not saying like do not play it. Actually, I think this game is very good right now, but it can become a masterpiece. I still like think like it is worth playing if you understand what kind of game you're entering. But I'm also saying that do not treat this game like it is already fully balanced and fully complete, because it is not. I believe in tough love. Like, a lot of people say me that I criticize the game sometimes too hard, but tough love always works when it comes to early access games. Like, I don't care. Like, this game needs feedback, it needs development, like, where the community will probably, like, this is where, like, literally the community will probably, like, shape the whole future of it. And if the community gives good feedback and the developers keep listening, this can become something much bigger than it currently is. That is why I think like the relationship between developers and the players will be the most important thing from like onward, like from Ashlands forward. Because this is not a simple game. It's not just a small like survival crafting game with a boat. Like there's a lot of connected systems here, like combat, weapons, ships, yada yada yada. Everything is connected. And that is a lot. And when a game has this many systems, balance will become harder and harder over time. So the foundation will actually mean everything to this game. That is why I'm nagging about balance like all video long. Like, if they change resource cost, building changes. If they change weapons, combat will change. If they change XP, exploration will change. If they like change ship combat, multiplayer will definitely change. If they change economy, vendors and crafting will change. Everything is connected. Like, so piece by piece, balancing is the correct approach, I think. And that is what it looks like they are doing. But it looks like what they are doing. We have to hope and just wait for them to do, actually like keep going at it, because so far I'm happy with what they're doing actually. And it's not going to be one giant magical update that will fix everything, like, but what we are looking forward to is, as they are doing, smaller fixes, a small improvement, quality of life, performance, no crashes, no connectivity issues, even more building, better building, group building, building economy, combat bug removal, and bigger content later. And that is healthy. This is healthy right now, at least it is. And that is how early access should work. But the community also needs to be honest. And if we are honest with them, and if we give them a little bit more space, I hope they will do something about the weapons as well, because a lot of bad like feedback is coming for the whole entire like the weapon system that is there. But well, we need time. And like I already talked like this until this point. This was for people who actually play the game, but if you are someone who doesn't have the game and you're just watching this video to see what Windrose is or what this video was, if you're thinking about buying the game, understand what you're buying. You're not buying a perfectly finished, balanced game. You are buying an early access game with a lot of promise, a lot of grind, a lot of systems, and a development path more than, I don't know, my lifespan, I guess. And honestly, that is much better than many early access games. Talking about Subnautica there. No hope for that game. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. And, well, if you think Windrose can become a masterpiece, let me know. If you think like they need to work on something that is currently not working out for you, let me know in the comment section. If you have any questions about the game, I will hear you out and I answer all of the comments. As always, thanks for the likes, thanks for the hypes, thanks for the memberships, subscriptions, and as final words, look, help them help you. That is the story of every single masterpiece early access game. And let's see what happens. If it's nighttime, I hope you sleep like babies. And if it's daytime, I hope they add like mining and grinding to your followers inside the base. Those people are eating and sleeping in my base and doing absolutely nothing. I want them to work. I want to slave them away. I'm a pirate, man. I do whatever I want. See you in the next video.